The State of Crypto is presented by Tron, connecting the world to the power of cryptocurrency.
A federal judge has rejected Binance's request to curtail the SEC's use of language pertaining to Binance US's management of customer funds and press releases. Joining us now to discuss this, CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day, who is also the editor of CoinDesk, absolutely positively the only thing you should ever read, only newsletter that really matters, State of Crypto. Good morning, Nick. Happy Tuesday.
Good morning.
So, what is it? They don't want people saying things that they don't want their feelings hurt. Do they need to go to a safe space? Is that what Binance needs? Their feelings get hurt when someone says the wrong thing. In this case, the SEC. What is this judge doing?
Yeah, so this stems back to last week when Binance's attorneys filed a letter of complaint basically to the judge overseeing their case, saying that the SEC's use of public statements to claim victory with the joint agreement and proposed stipulation could bias the jury, could insinuate that Binance US had in fact lost access to customer funds, or that customer funds had moved overseas, when in their words the SEC had proven no such thing. The judge obviously declined to take any action on the complaint. Basically saying right now it's a bit early. We'll see how it goes.
Can you tell us any more about the judge's response, what they said, some of the reasoning that was given?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just a case of it being, a bit early, too early in the case to delve into this. And obviously, she didn't think it was a serious concern at this point in the case that, there might be any jury bias or issues of that nature. The more interesting thing, I think, is probably her setting out a rough timeline at this point for Binance to respond, for the SEC to respond to Binance's response, and to basically see how the case will develop. So, right now, I think the most interesting and important parts are we're looking at a September deadline for Binance and Binance US to respond to the SEC complaint and lay out, in detail why they believe the SEC is mistaken in suing them. And we'll have the SEC's response to that in November.
Does it matter? Does it matter to the case?
Yeah, so these responses are going to be the actual.
But I'm saying this particular skirmish.
Probably not. To be honest, it's one of those things where the SEC said, "Hey, we won in court," and Binance's response has been, "Wait a second, this was a thing we all agreed to." Right now they're all going to kind of do their own thing, but as the case develops, I think that's where things will get a bit more interesting.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Nick, I mean, what do you expect to happen next?
So in this case, because we now do have a firm deadline of September, which is obviously a couple months away, I don't expect too much to happen. If we look back at when the SEC sued Ripple, once they got past the immediate, stuff, which were now appear to be past, there was a bit of a pause until we started seeing the, requests for subpoenas and requests for people to show up and the actual motion to dismiss, motion to continue. So, I'm not going to say it's going to be on pause, but I do think that the next few months at least will be a little less, let's say, interesting than the first couple of weeks of this month have been.
All right, Nick, thank you for joining us this morning. That was CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day. Don't forget to sign up for the State of Crypto newsletter on CoinDesk.com.